Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be discussing some of the best gatherers, or in my opinion, the best gatherers for getting yourself ahead in Ark. Because Ark isn't all about just going out and taming the biggest wild dinos that there possibly is. Well, kinda it is. But also, what you need to craft all those saddles, all those benches, all those buildings, all those everything. Well, you're going to need resources, and the grind is real. Now, these dinosaurs, or these creatures will help you out on your journey to go ahead and get what you need as effectively and efficiently as possible, because, yeah, the grind is real in Ark. So, yeah, alright, let's talk about the first one. Alright, the first one's a moschops. Not only are these guys extremely easy to tame early on, but they also are one of the best fiber gatherers that you can get, especially early on. And they will also gather a bunch of berries, and then also once you have them leveled up, you can go in and you can increase the amount of stuff they level. Yeah, their stats are a little lacking on certain things, but these guys, they will help you out quite a bit, especially in the early game. But then again, they are primarily early game tames, which is why I put them so low on the list, because yeah, they will get you a really good foothold, and it just pooped right there. Sorry. Yeah, dude. Right, but yeah, they will help you get quite far ahead rather quickly. It's just they'll only last for so long when you're going out and doing stuff. They will also get wood and thatch at a decent rate, but not nearly as well as some of the other ones on the list. And yeah, alright, so moschops, they're good. Now, how you tame these guys? Well, you just kind of passive tame them out in the wilds. You go up to them, and then you give them what they want. Sometimes it's easy to get stuff like tinto berries and mejo berries. Sometimes it's hard to get stuff like giant bee honey or cooked prime meat. Yeah, sometimes it can be a real crapshoot as to what you get with taming these guys. But once you have one, you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to help you out quite a bit, especially in the early game. Not so much in the later game, but yeah. Alright, the next one's pretty cut and dry. It is the Doedicurus. If you're going to go out and you're going to be gathering stone, you're going to need one of these guys. There are ones that can gather stone a little bit faster, like the rock golem, but they don't have the weight reduction that Doedicuruses have, and Doedicuruses, they can just go from one pile of rocks to another, and they can just gather a bunch of stuff, because they get really good weight reduction on all of their stuff, which means that they can gather up just about as much stone as you possibly could need. The more amount of time you invest in gathering stuff, the more amount of stone you have. It is as simple and as easy and as clear as that. You want thousands and thousands and thousands of stone, the Doedicurus will get you. It's just a time investment. And these guys are really, really effective at getting it. So yeah, you find these guys up inside the mountains on most of the maps. Sometimes you can find them down below. But, yeah, primarily, if you're looking for these guys, search for the hilly tops and the mountain tops, and you'll be able to find these guys pretty easy. They are a little bit more longer of a tame if you're not using kibble, but then again, if you find a lower level one, you could definitely tame it with some narcotics and a little bit of mejo berries. It's not too bad. Alright, now I like to consider in Ark that there is kind of a trio of gathering dinos that are... It's like in other games where you have, you know, the healer, the DPS, and the tank. Well, in Ark, there's a gathering trio. There's stone, there's metal, and there's wood. And the best one for gathering the wood is quite simply an Anki. I mean, not the wood, the metal. Is the Anki. Yeah, there are other ones that can do it. There are other ones that can smelt it even while you're gathering it. But nothing beats the tried and true Anki. These guys are absolutely phenomenal in just being able to gather all of the metal that you possibly can get. Plus, also, they have a really good weight reduction on metal. Unfortunately, they don't have weight reduction on stone, so you're going to be throwing out a lot of that stuff while you're gathering their metal. But, yeah, the weight reduction these guys have, it's very, very impressive. And also, I would like to add that if you can take... if you get a stone gatherer, a metal gatherer, and also a wood gatherer, and just have them all follow each other out and about, you have whatever you need to gather as much stuff as you need, and then maybe even pair that with something with really high weight or something that you carry that back with, like a Argentavis, where you can just take all the stuff from them and then take it out and then gather the stuff, throw it on them, bring it back. It's very, very effective. Or you can always use the old PvP tactic where you load up one on the front of a raft, you go down a river or through the swamp, gather as much stuff as you want, load it onto the raft, and hey, you have as much weight reduction as you possibly want. Doedicruses, Ankies, everything like that, you've got all that you need. Now, let's talk about the next one. Now, the next one, it's not exclusively, I know you see me right there, there's a Castroides, and I'm going to say that that is definitely the next pick. That is not the case. This one goes in the same, it fills the exact same slot as another one, the Mammoth. All right, the Castroides and the Mammoth, in my opinion, are equal in their ability to gather wood. The Mammoth is big and can carry a lot, and also it's tanky. It has a bunch of other uses. It can reduce the amount of damage that things are dealing to you if you're out and about getting... gathering your wood and you get attacked. But the Castroides, they've got a bunch of benefits as well. Not only do they have a smithy on their back for their saddle, but they're also faster than a Mammoth. And also, if you need to swim, forget about it. A Castroides, I mean, you can just zoom around if you want to. These guys are really fast in the water. So I think that with the pluses and minuses that both of these ones have, they are very much on par. They are equal in whether or not they're the best wood gatherer. I think that both of them are very, very good at what they do. And yeah, I think they're definitely competing for the same slot on this. Not only do they have a really, really good weight reduction on wood, but also they both can gather berries. They can do a bunch of other really cool stuff. Now, what I was saying earlier about going out and gathering all the stuff, there's a little trick. You take all these guys and you put all of them on following each other. Just like this. So where you have all three of your gathering dinos out in just a caravan. Whatever you stumble across, you can hop on that dino, gather that stuff, or you can just pile them up. If you're crafting a bunch of stone foundations or anything like that, you can just group them all up like this, so you can grab from all of their inventories, craft right in the middle, have an Argent or something sitting right here, so you can unload all the crafted stuff onto it, and you can craft so much stuff. I've crafted massive bases on just doing that alone. Just hours and hours and hours of crafting, and it just reduces the amount of time so fast. But yeah, it's a lot easier to do this tactic right here with a Castroides as opposed to a Mammoth, because a Mammoth is, I mean, serious. I mean, face it, a Mammoth, they got big butts, and they will step on top of all of your stuff, and they'll make it hard for you to interact with the other stuff. But with a Castroides, you don't have that problem, which is also another benefit of the Castroides. All right, let's talk about the next one. All right, so in Ark, yeah, we're not going to be talking about you, Iggy. I'm sorry about this, man. I don't know why I started this up right here. But yeah, when you're out getting whatever, when you're filling your troughs, when you're doing stuff, face it, you're going to need berries. You're going to need a lot of berries. And over the course of your time in Ark, you're going to be out going and gathering berries quite a bit. So it is very important to have something that is really effective, really fast, really efficient, that can go out, get your berries, and then also, if you need to, you can use it as something else as well. And a lot of people might be thinking I'm talking about a Bronto. I am not. Brontos, they're good. They're big, they're bulky, and you can't take them into boss fights, nothing like that. A lot of times, people will use Stegos for boss fight dinos and all sorts of stuff. So, in my opinion, if you take one of your Stegos that you're breeding, and all you do is level up movement speed, I know, bear with me here a sec, and then you take this extremely fast Stego out that has been bred, imprinted, has all the additional stats on it, you can gather up so much berries with these guys, and it is so quick, so efficient, and you've got just an amazing harvester. Plus, also, you can use one of your Stegos that come off your breeding lines if you're using them for the bosses, which is very common nowadays, which is actually a really good use for Stegos. And then also, you have the extra added benefits of being able to cycle through the types of scales that these guys have. So where if you get attacked while you're out and about, they can defend you, or also they can gather up a bunch of extra stuff as well. Or you can also get it to where they just prevent you from being knocked off the saddle, so you don't have to deal with things like microraptors and anything like that while you're out gathering your stuff, because that sucks. And microraptors suck. Yeah. All right, but yeah, in my opinion, the best berry gatherer at this, yeah, it's just the straight up simple berry gatherer is a stego with nothing pumped in it except for speed. Maybe a little bit of weight once you get the speed up to around 300%, and watch these guys just zoom. They are so good. They're like a dog after it poops. They just zooming all over the place. It's amazing. All right, now that we've spoken about stone, wood, metal, berries, how to gather all that stuff, well, if you cut out a few of those in it and you go with just a really, really efficient one that will go out and gather a whole bunch of stuff for you and then come back and get everything that you need, a Therizino is absolutely the case of what they will do. They will gather all sorts of stuff. And not only will they do that, they're also one of the only ones on this list that can just go out and they can gather hide and meat. These guys are really, really effective at what they do. Now, they also, like moschops, you can also level up their harvesting, which makes them really, really, really good. These guys, they can gather thatch, they can gather wood, they can't gather stone, unfortunately. They can't gather metal either, and they're not super good at gathering. Well, they are really, really good at gathering wood. Let's not say that they're not, because, I mean, while mammoths do it great, while castorides do it great, these guys, they do it great as well. They just do not have any weight reduction. So, yeah, that's the unfortunate downside with these guys. But also, these guys will totally be able to grab so much fiber for you. It is insane how much fiber these guys can grab from you. Also, depending on how you do things, you can also get berries. Yeah, the amount of berries they get is not as good as a stego, but it is really, really impressive how many berries these guys can get. But also, they, like I said, they can gather meat, hide, everything. So, yeah, Therizinas, they're really, really good. Plus, also, because you're gonna be breeding these for the boss fight, if you have any intention of going for the boss fights. I have to keep clarifying that, because not everybody has an interest in the boss fights. All right, but if you are interested in the boss fights, you're gonna be using Theris, and you're gonna have one that's just off to the side that while you were breeding, and it's imprinted, but it's not nearly as good as the others. Use that one for gathering. Just level them up for gathering. He's not going to be fighting any bosses. He's just going to be gathering all your stuff so you can make all your saddles. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the next one. The next one is probably and personally my favorite gathering dino of all time. And that one right there is the mantis. These guys, I know a lot of people look at these and they're like, yeah, mantis, they can gather a bunch of stuff. They don't have any weight reduction. And you're right. They do not have any weight reduction. But if you take something and you put it behind these guys and you use it, you put tools in their hands, really good tools, and then you beat it up, and I need to clarify this. When you're using a mammoth, if you're using a pick, don't go smacking things that a pick wouldn't give you the primary one, because it will drain the durability extra fast, because mantis, they swing pretty dang hard. But say if you want to gather flint, forget about it. These guys are so good. And then also, yeah, they over-harvest so well. Oh my gosh. I mean, the amount of over-harvest you get off these guys is so great. And what I mean by over-harvest is, say this rock right here, if it's got, say it has 300 worth of flint in there, and then you hit it for extra hard. Okay, I need to be able to line up the rock. All right, you hit it extra hard, you'll over-harvest and you'll get more stuff than what it would normally get. And these guys are really, really good at doing that. Like I said, though, they do not have any weight reduction, but if you have another dino that's just following them out, and it just has to be something with high weight. Anything with really high weight, a gas bag is really good for it. You just put behind them, and you can go out and you can harvest so much stuff, and it's so fast how much they get. Mantis, in my opinion, is the best gatherer just because they can gather anything. I mean, anything. They can harvest anything. They can get fiber. I mean, if you take the thing out of their inventory and you just smack a bush, they get fiber. Yeah, it's not as fast as a fairy, but yeah, oh man, mantises are insane for gathering stuff. They are my favorite gathering mounts in the game. But you know all that I've said about every other type of gathering in this? There's one creature in this game that outdoes all of them, and that's the one we're going to talk about next. It is the best gatherer, hands down, regardless, and I'm not even sure you can even argue the point. But yeah, let's talk about that one. All right, now the best gatherer in all of Ark, and yeah, it is kind of limited where you can get these things, but once you have one, you will know what I'm talking about. Now, we are talking about the Strider. These guys are, without a doubt, absolutely the best. Right, but it can't just be any Strider. The best one, yeah, it has to have... Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't follow me. All right, it has to be the one with the harvesting attachment, and you'll notice when it's out in the wild, it has the harvesting attachment because it's got that little bit on the top of its head as I fall down. All right, but yeah, it's got that little bit on the top of its head. Here, let's get this over here so I'm not going to be eaten by piranhas when I show you. All right, it's got that one right there. Now, once you have that, it makes it the best gatherer. But if you want to have an amazing weight and storage, weight reduction on everything, you need to have one that has the saddlebags on it. So that'll make it a good harvester. That one will make it be able to carry stuff. So this right here with the head harvesting attachment and the saddlebags, this right here is the absolute best gatherer in the game. I mean, look at this. I've almost crashed my game several times just by doing that. All right, so that right there, we've already filled up our inventory. There's no more fill in that. And that's, yeah, that's that. And there's a raptor over there fighting my stuff. Give me 1 second. Not only are these guys the best gatherers, but also you can, they have a bed on the back that you can use for fast traveling. And also, they've got a terminal that you can use for uploading stuff. Yeah. They're absolutely amazing. These guys are so, so good. Here, let me turn that off because that's going to annoy me. All right, but yeah, the gatherers in the game. These guys are by far the best. Yeah, hands down. But there are other ones that will help you out if you do not have access to Striders. And yeah, and I just leave this guy right here behind my base where if I need to go gather a bunch of stuff, I can just go out, spend a couple seconds gathering what I need, and then come back. And, yeah, just if I have a little upload terminal right next to me right here, so you can just kind of jump out. He's just parked back there. Does his thing. He loves it. That's my good multi-tool. Yeah. All right, but hey, yeah, so hey, if you guys agree with the list, yeah, I hope you guys do. If not, leave your comments down below. If you do agree with the list, leave the comment down below. Just leave a comment down below. Help me with that YouTube algorithm. All right, if you liked the video, make sure you click that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it, and I hope this list helps you out, especially as you're raising up through the levels in Ark, or if you're already at the end game and you're fighting off a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.